According to DJI, Avata 360 shoots in 8K, but does it really? But does it really?
But does it really?
All right, so let's break this down. But before we break it down, make sure you stay to the end of the video because I'm going to give you guys a tip to make sure you get the most resolution out of your exports. Let's go. So it's a 360 camera on a drone, right? So technically, when you're looking at the 360 image, yes, it is shooting in 8K. Why? Because you have two separate lenses that are both 4K lenses. Each separate lens is capable of 4K 60. So when you put those two together, you got one 8K 60 image, right? Right. So everything's great. Wrong. Thought process for the buyer, for you, is that when you buy this thing, it's going to be able to shoot in 8K and it's going to be so sharp because the resolution's so high and blah, blah, blah. Well, here's what they're not telling you. So while you're recording, yes, you're shooting in 8K. Super big file sizes, a lot of resolution. But as soon as you take that video and you edit it down and you reframe it and you're looking at this portion of the 360 image, I'm going to try to break this down real simple. All right, so I got a wide angle lens on me. So say the whole room around me is the 360 image, right? So this whole room is 8K. But when you reframe the video afterwards, you're only looking at a portion of the video. And when you reframe that, you can't fit all 8K resolution into just that little section that you reframed. I hope that I'm explaining this clearly. So when you reframe the video in post and it's edited, it's not an 8K image. It's at best, it's probably going to be a 4K image. 4K is still really good. I just think it needs to be explained for people who don't know how 360 cameras actually work. It's a little bit misleading to the consumer to think, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get this drone, it's gonna shoot in 8K, but then all of a sudden you start exporting all your videos and all your videos in 4K and you're like, what the heck is going on? That's what's going on. That you're taking two 4K images, you're putting them together for a technical 8K image. So if you want an 8K video out of this drone, you're gonna have to shoot it in 360 and export a 360 video like for VR or something. It's the only time you're gonna get full resolution out of this. And it's not like to fault DJI. I just think that for a lot of people out there who are thinking, man, this thing shoots in 8K. Yes, but it's a 4K camera, honestly. So by the time you shoot your video and you export it, it's a 4K image. And now I don't personally have the drone, so I don't know. I can't tell you if it's gonna have, depending on how big your frame is and all these other things, if you can maybe export it. It's like 6K image or a 5.7K image. I don't know all those things, but what I do know is most probably, you're probably always going to end up getting a 4K image out of it, which isn't bad. Like I said, it's just not an 8K image. So that's just kind of my little rant, my little breakdown on how, what am I trying to say? On how the 8K isn't actually 8K on the Avata 360, but still good, and it still looks like a really cool drone. I do have some other gripes about it, but I'm gonna do that in a separate video. And now for my tip for you guys. So if you do want the most resolution, the most information basically out of your video files, you want it to look the best, then you have to have the most information packed in there, both when you're recording as well as when you export the thing. People are always like, well, shoot in high bit rate. But you also have to export in a higher bit rate because you want that information retained, because especially if you're going to go up to YouTube, it's going to get compressed anyway. So you want to shoot at the highest resolution you can, export at the highest resolution you can, as well as your bit rate. Shoot in a high bit rate when you record and shoot in a high bit rate when you export. Those things are going to get you the best overall resolution, best quality, and best bang for your buck when it comes to how this image is going to look for you guys. So if you got any questions, comments, please feel free to put them in the comment box below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Click here to check out my video that I did on the Avata 360. I don't know what else I'm trying to say.